Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come and run my mouth for a quick second. Girl, listen, we're gonna talk about ASAP Rocky. But before we get into ASAP Rocky, you know, I thought we were done talking about this, and we've already talked about this more than a few times, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. Um, but they just will not let my auntie be great. Girl, they won't. This is according to the Jasmine brand. Wendy Williams still banned from accessing $20 million fortune months after Wells Fargo froze her assets. Media personality staff reportedly working for free. It's been months since the Jasmine brand reported that Wendy Williams was completely locked out of her Wells Fargo account, and she doesn't appear to be any closer to accessing her funds. In May, reports surfaced that the former daytime TV host will be able to access her estimated $20 million fortune. Baby, shout out to Wendy. Yes, mama worked hard, okay? And dealt with a lot from that Kevin, anyways. After a New York judge designated a guardian to oversee her funds, but that has yet to happen. Wendy Williams is reportedly now incapable of even paying her own employees. According to a source, her team has not been paid since these accounts were shut. Her manager is relatively new, but there are people who have been working for her this entire time that haven't seen a dime since the accounts were closed. People have been floating their services to Wendy for months on end now. Another source says she gets money through the financial guardian, but it's not the level of money Wendy Williams would need to get by in New York City. Her manager is footing the bill for a lot of her personal upkeep right now. Wendy Williams' bank account has reportedly been frozen. We already know by Wells Fargo. At this point, and I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna move on. I get that Wells Fargo is trying to protect Wendy. Like I said, we've all been in positions before where you could be out and you may make a purchase that may be out of the norm of what you usually make. You may be in a city, right? You may be in a different state, and they lock your card. You sitting there embarrassed, sweating, girl, because the girls now think you broke and ain't got no money. That's the worst thing. I told you that happened to me. I went to Dallas. I think it was like last year, and girl, I'm buying a round of shots. So I'm like, give me some, girl. Girl, I got that later. And now, mind you, I had credit cards in my wallet. I got a girl my Bank of America card, honey. She was like, it's not where I swiped it twice. I said, girl, what? Girl, I'm so in shock, right? And it wasn't about like I said, I could have, and I know I had the money, and if it was the issue with the credit, I mean with the card, I could have just easily just got a credit card. But I knew I had the money, so I was so in shock. My friend, my sister, girl, my best friend, he was like, "Girl, just move. I got it, girl." You embarrassing us. You embarrassing us all at the bar, girl. I was like, girl, I don't know what is going on, right? I was so confused. And it was I had locked my card, girl. So we know that banks try to protect you and make sure that everything is all right, girl. We don't want no problems with your money. Talking about now you disputing charges, right? So I get it, but at some point, they should not have this much power and control over something that does not belong to them. That is not Wells Fargo's money. I don't care how you slice it and dice it. Yes, I understand you were trying to look out for my good auntie Wendy, girl. You did your job, girl. So if something happened and Wendy is broke next week, that ain't got nothing to do with you. You did your part, right? Wendy should not have to be going through this with her about her money. It makes absolutely no sense. Anyways, girl, we're gonna pray for my good auntie, honey. Y'all pray for him. All right, so ASAP Rocky, Riri, baby daddy, girl, you got you one. You got you one, honey. You wanted them. Remember, everybody was around her screaming how they look like a cute couple. I wonder how cute they gonna look when he in orange, right? When he in stripes, right? All right. So according to the neighborhood talk, neighbors they say keep your friends close and your enemies closer, but this is crazy. Back in April, ASAP Rocky was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon, then released on a $500,000 bond. The initial altercation took place in November. Today, details are finally emerging, and it's quite the turn of events as the victim is a former ASAP Mob member. I don't know nothing about no ASAP Mob. I ain't never heard of that. I don't keep up with ASAP Rocky. I'm assuming it's a group of people who came up with the name ASAP Mob. Girl, I don't know. ASAP Mob member, according to, was the victim is a former ASAP Mob member, according to Rolling Stone. Terrell Efron, aka ASAP Relly, finally came out to put a face to the case. While Rocky hasn't been officially charged yet, he does have a pending court date for August the 17th. I feel as though, all BS aside, it's almost like, girl, did something really happen? Because if he hasn't been charged yet, then... And we're going to keep reading. That's why I was kind of confused. Like, girl, did he really do something, though? I don't know. Efron, you know I would mess somebody's name up, plans on making things even hotter for ASAP Rocky by filing a civil lawsuit against him sometime soon. According to his lawyers, Jamal Tucson and Brian Hurwitz, Relly was tricked into meeting Rocky at an odd location somewhere in Hollywood to discuss issues they were having at the time. Instead, Rocky pulled up with a gun, eventually shooting Relly in his hand. I saw somebody online last night say something like, something basically to the like, basically kind of saying like, girl, if it's true, he only got shot in his hand. Girl, if it's true, he only got shot in your hand? Girl, I don't know about y'all, but I use my hands every day. Okay? So it's not like somebody just accidentally chopped off your pinky toe. You know, you might not need your pinky toe. But sweetie, you need your hand. And if you get shot in your hand, honey, girl, that could really mess up how you have to live the rest of your life. Girl. Y'all be trying to make excuses up for people and try to make it not that. Let somebody shoot you in your hand. Okay? You acting like somebody just chopped off somebody's fingernail. Girl. Unbeknownst to Mr. Efron, ASAP Rocky was not just planning for a conversation and came around with a semi-automatic handgun. They go on to say after arriving at the location, a conversation ensued whereby, without provocation, warning, or any justification, ASAP Rocky produced the handgun and intentionally fired multiple shots. Now, the shocker here is that Relly and Rocky have been close friends since high school. Apparently, Relly is a part of the reason Rocky is even in ASAP Mob. What is ASAP Mob? I don't even care enough to look it up, honestly. The full incident was captured on the nearby surveillance cameras. Now, that's the part where I was confused at. Because, again, like I read earlier, they said that he hasn't been charged yet. Oh, but he does have a pending court date for August the 17th. See, I don't know how this is working. Because if they say that there's basically footages, girl, if it's footages, right? If there's footage that captured what happened, then girl, why has he not been charged? Some of y'all break it down for me because I don't get it. I don't understand it. You know who getting on my nerves? Y'all know who getting on my nerves? Britney baby daddy. Britney Spears baby daddy. I guess that was her ex-husband at one point too, right? Were they married or did they just have kids? Kevin Federline. I feel bad for Britney. I do. So basically, Kevin decided to release some footage of Britney basically, you know, having a moment with her teenage children. I think at the time of the recording, I think the kids were 11 and 12. She was cursing them out. Britney was cursing them kids. Britney cursed him out. Britney told him they need to have respect for her. They need to have respect for her because she's a woman. And I don't know how to feel about this because the truth, I don't want to make it seem as though, girl, cursing people out, and even because some of y'all try to make excuses is, I mean, as if like if you have kids, that means that automatically gives you the right to disrespect them and curse them out just because they're your kids, right? And I don't necessarily agree with that. Um, but I also can understand too, because I was a child. When people try to tell you ain't got no kids, girl, I ain't gotta have no kids, girl. I experienced childhood 100%, okay? And I can remember back in the day when I was a child and I didn't have the best mouth. You know, my grandmother could probably tell you that, right? The mouth on me was not the best. It was a slightly disrespectful. All I'm saying is this, and I'll put the link to the videos in the description box so y'all can listen to them. All I'm saying is that I think for Britney, I think that we have to give her a pass because Britney is not the healthiest mentally. I could see how someone, even with it being your own kids, and even with the kids being very young at the time, right? How you could probably feel like, girl, it's just like me against the world. Like my kids don't even respect me. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that it's the kids' fault because it's not. Because girl, people have been using and abusing Britney prior to the kids even coming into this world. But I could see how Britney could probably feel like, girl, everybody's just disrespecting me. Y'all disrespecting me. You know what I'm saying? And then you cursing somebody out, even if it is your kids, right? Girl, she said, this is my house. Britney said, this is my house. Y'all are going to respect me. You could even tell that even in some of the video, the audio, that Britney, it's a journey. I'm trying to be trying to be, make sure I'm not too insensitive. It's a journey. You can tell. You could tell that even in the audio, because at one point it felt like the conversation was all over the place. It did. It did. Like when they were in the car. Again, I'm going to put the link so you can listen to the audio. Um, in the description box, but she was all over the place at one point with the audio. I also kind of feel bad for the kids too because I know it has to be hard, being a child and growing up with someone who is struggling with their mental health, right? So it's just a sad situation all around, right? It's just a sad situation. Hopefully, the kids are okay. Hopefully, Britney, is okay. Kevin, you ain't shit. You ain't gonna ever be shit. This is what I think is happening with Kevin and them kids. All right. I don't know why I like slamming. I don't know why I like slamming this iPad like this. But this is what I think is happening with Kevin and the kids. I think that Kevin is trying to turn those kids against Britney, and he may succeed for a bit. But I think that once those kids get to a certain age and they start to realize that their mama did the best that they could do, the best that she could do with what she had going on, I think that then they'll probably turn against their trifling ass daddy. I think that it is so fucked up that Kevin put out this audio to try to prove a point. Am I going to sweep under the rug that I know it's probably been hard for those kids, because again of their mother and because she does have mental health issues, and we know that Britney has not, has been I'm trying to make sure I don't say the right stuff. We know what it is with Britney, right? And it's been like this for a very long time. So I know, with those kids, it has to be very, 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 very hard. But I don't think that Kevin doing what he's doing is helping the situation at all. I can't wait till that child support stop and your ass over there starving. Because I know you living a good life off Britney dime, you sorry bastard. When I tell you I do not like Kevin Federline, girl, I don't know nothing about that man, but I know enough not to like him. I think he's tired through and delayed. And I think that how he's handling this situation is absolutely wrong. I could see, I mean, I could try to wrap my head around if Britney was just, nothing was wrong with Britney. Britney didn't have any type of health issues, and she was just some trifling mama. Then at that point, I could be like, okay, girl, you just trifling. Trifling. But that's not the point. That's not the case. If anything, Kevin, you trifling. I hope Sam beat your ass. We too old to be fighting. We too old to be fighting. But like I always say, I understand an ass whipping when an ass whipping need to happen. I hope Sam come over there and monkey stomp your big ass. I do not like Kevin. I don't like the way Kevin. I don't like the way Kevin trying to handle Britney. I don't. I don't like the way Kevin trying to handle Britney. I don't like the way that I feel like Kevin trying to turn those kids against Britney. While I could say what I say, like I said the other day, do I believe that those kids struggle with seeing their mother on the internet the way that Britney be on the internet? Yes, I do. I do believe those kids are probably embarrassed. I do believe that. I do believe they probably have a problem with Britney. But I don't think that you coming out and releasing audio and, you and your kids felt like this. Girl, like, no. You need to be a better man than that, because that's the problem. You ain't no man. Y'all pray for the kids. Y'all pray for Britney. Kevin, you can burn in hell. I wonder what Niecy got to say about this. Shaw. Hopefully he saved up that child support money, because honey, it's about to come to an end. Anyways, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all girls and boys later. Bye.